Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming tonight. My name is Fernando Ruiz. I am the director, the very proud director of the Design and Technology Academy at Ed White. I want to thank you for coming and joining us for this little bit of time tonight. I know that you are very busy people. We're here to tell you about this wonderful program that we have here at the Design and Technology Academy. We wanted to give you an opportunity to really get some in-depth information that'll help you when you're deciding on your student's pathway through middle school. It is such an important time for students. We are all about making sure that students grow with us, that they have the opportunity to find their voice and develop alongside like-minded individuals. Let me tell you a little bit about how tonight is going to go. We have a short presentation for you telling you all about the program. There is a live chat available through your YouTube links. You can ask questions at any time. I have our wonderful data teachers and also some student ambassadors available to begin answering those questions. There will also be a short Q&A at the end for me to answer any of the questions that you put in that may not have been answered during the course of the presentation, or questions that would benefit everyone to hear. Thank you again for coming, and we will now get on with our presentation.
You know, as amazing as it may seem, it's already time for us to start thinking about the future that we're going to live in. The future not only in middle school, but in high school and in college beyond. One of the great things about being part of the NEISD family is that there is a lot of choice when it comes to deciding on your student's middle school experience. Now, the good news for you as parents is that you really can't make a bad choice. There are great traditional middle school programs all over the district, and there are great magnet choices all over the district. It's really about what's best for your student. I'm here to talk to you today about the Design and Technology Academy at Ed White. Now let's take a look at some of the things our sixth graders get to do when they come into our program here at the Design and Technology Academy. They get to work with a lot of graphics programs like Photoshop. This is them designing a book cover. You can see some of the 3D modeling that they're able to do, where they're able to imagine something in their mind and bring it to life inside the digital world. They can take those 3D models and do some awesome animation. These are some of the designs that our sixth graders have done. They also learn some fantastic video editing using very professional software where they're able to insert themselves and their animations into a movie. They do a lot of motion graphics and animation as well. This is one of their favorite vector graphics program where they're designing their own emoji. They can also design and play their own video games. And then they can take their designs and make their own 3D animations. We also have our own newly designed and completed studio here on campus. Those are just some of the things that we get to do here at the Design and Technology Academy at Ed White. Now let's talk about what data is. We are a magnet program that focuses on coding, modeling, and visualization. We'll talk more about what those are in just a minute. Students can earn at least 5.5 high school credits while they are with us, and they can earn up to 7.5, even 8.5 high school credits before they leave us. This means that they will enter high school with more high school credits than about 90% of all students in any ISD. We also align directly with the Design and Technology Academy at Roosevelt High School. What that means is once students matriculate and through and complete our program here, they don't have to reapply to get into the Data High School. They get automatic admission. Doesn't mean they have to go to Data High School, but if they choose to do so, and most of our students do choose to do so because they find their passion while they're with us, they can do so without having to go through the stress of another lottery. Now, people ask me all the time, what makes us different? What is different about the Design and Technology Academy? And I think that's summed up in our vision statement. We are inspiring tomorrow's innovators today in a service-oriented community that promotes communication, critical thinking, and creativity in a collaborative environment. Those 4 C's are pervasive in everything that we do. Those 4 C's are the things that make students in high school and college successful and lead to successful careers. These are the things that employers are looking for in their applicants. People who are able to communicate effectively, who think critically about the world around them, who are very creative, and who are able to collaborate with people to accomplish a goal. Now, why would you want to come to a technology academy? Well, here's some Texas facts about that. There are tens of thousands of computing jobs that go unfilled in Texas every year. Great companies, USAA, Rackspace, Geekdom, all of these companies out there cannot find enough people with the skills that they need in computing jobs to be able to fill them. So they send their recruiters all over the nation, Colorado, New York, New Mexico, California, to recruit people to come take these jobs. Now, the average salary here in San Antonio is about $49,000 a year, which isn't too bad. But when you think about the average salary in these computer industry jobs here in San Antonio, it's almost double that, at about $81,000 a year. Now, what is coding, modeling, and visualization? Coding is that language that we use to make computers do what we want them to do. When you're in the Design and Technology Academy, you will learn several coding languages and processes. Modeling is when we create digital versions of real-world or original design objects. So we're able to model the world and our imagination inside of the computer. And visualization is when we take what we see in our mind and we're able to design all matter of multimedia. It could be for print, for use on the web, for video distribution. And when we focus on these three things, coding, modeling, and visualization, in our tech content, our students are able to do some pretty amazing things. So they learn how to design and edit their own movies, their own web pages. In fact, we have a student who is now a sophomore in high school who finished our program here at Ed White, at Data at Ed White, and then started an online web design business where she gets companies to pay her to make simple or complex web pages depending on their need. She's using that money to save for college, and she's been very successful at it already. The students design and play their own video games. They work with a wide variety of computer programs. They do 3D prints and animation. They even learn how to develop their own mobile smartphone applications that actually run on their own phones. Students who come to us love technology, and we are loaded with technology at the Design and Technology Academy. In fact, we have more technology per student than any school or program in the district. Most elementary and middle schools have 1 or 2 computer labs for the use of all of their students. We have 6 computer labs, including a Mac lab available for our students' use. And our students get to go to those computer labs at least twice a day, every day that they're with us in the program. We have Chromebooks and iPads in every classroom. We have Android tablets for them to develop and test their own apps. We have 3D printers at every grade level. We have these fantastic high-definition interactive screens in all of our classes, big 75-inch interactive screens that teachers can project onto and students can log into from their desks. We've even added our own green screen broadcast studio that I've mentioned earlier. We also have developed our own escape room. We really like to look for innovative and new and challenging ways for our students to learn. So thanks to the generosity of our parents, who through the Big Give donated about $5,000 to our program to build this escape room, we have developed a true escape room where students go, look for clues in a given content area, and then solve those clues based on the TEKS and what they're supposed to learn. It is a great, fun, and interactive way for our students to learn math and English and science and social studies. And all of our grade levels have access to that escape room. Here's some pictures of our brand new state-of-the-art broadcast studio. It is a fantastic place to learn and be. In fact, I am broadcasting to you from our studio here at Data Ed White. But to me, that's not the best part of who we are as a program. To me, the best part of who we are is that we work together as a family. We take all of our core classes and elective classes together. Any ISD has fantastic middle schools. They're also huge places. The average middle school in Northeast takes between
400 and 600 sixth graders into their program every year. Students think that they want to go to their home middle school so that they can be with their friends from elementary. But the reality is, because these schools are so big and they're taking kids from every feeder campus that they sit with, they will be lucky to have 1 or 2 classes with 1 or 2 of their students from their elementary. And we all know that middle school is a time for students to form new connections and make new friends. We only take between 130 and 150 kids into our 6th grade program every year. Because they take all of their core and elective classes, tech elective classes together, they really get to know each other really well. And because we only take between 130 and 150 kids, our class sizes in those core classes and tech electives are fantastic. Our average class size is about 20 to 1. A data class will never be bigger than 25. Some of our classes have 10 to 17 students in them. So it's really a great learning environment. The other fantastic thing about our program is that you don't give anything up that you would get at a comprehensive middle school. Anything that you would want to do at a comprehensive middle school, orchestra, athletics, art, band, choir, theater arts, all of the other electives that you might want to take are available here, and students are able to take that elective along with their data, tech, and core classes. Some of the benefits of joining data: all of our core classes are taught at the honors level. So we take very strong academic students who come to us from 5th grade. We put them together with all of these other really gifted students, and we're able to accelerate their learning much quicker because they're in a class where students want to be challenged together. They automatically gain admission to Roosevelt High School, to the data program at Roosevelt High School, if that's where they choose to go. Mom and Dad, you don't even have to worry about transportation from your home campus area to data at Ed White, because the district provides shuttle buses that leave from every home middle school. We'll pick up your students there at the home middle school, transport them over to data Ed White at the beginning of the school day, and then bring them back to their home campus at the end of the school day. Adult supervision at each middle school begins at 7 a.m. We also have developed curriculum in line with some industry partners. We work closely with Rackspace, Geekbus, St. Philip's, and others to write lesson plans that we know will prepare our students for career and college and beyond. Quick story, we have mentors that come in from industry, excuse me, and they work with our students on the things that they're doing in classes. I had in my computer science, in one of my computer science classes, my teacher had one of the mentors there, and the mentor pulled me aside and just was so amazed at what our students were doing. He told me that the things that our students are doing now as middle schoolers, he wasn't exposed to or learned until he got to college. So we really are preparing students for career and college and beyond. One more side story. I had ran into a student's mom when I was downtown one day, who saw my NEISD tag and asked me where I worked. When I told her that I was at the Design and Technology Academy, she said her student had graduated from Data High School, and because of the skills that he learned at the high school, he was offered a job fresh out of high school with one of our local tech companies. They gave him a very nice salary, about $60,000 a year, for him to work there part-time and go to school part-time
while he was gaining this salary, and it was based on the industry certifications that he achieved while he was at the high school. So we're really getting them ready for success, not just in school, but in the real world. We also want to make sure that our students are learning in ways that are enjoyable and fun. So up on the upper left-hand corner, that's one of our students on a virtual field trip using some 3D, some three-dimensional 360 programs to look around and take his 3D field trip. Students are taking apart that computer to learn how they really work and how they are put together. You can see one of our interactive boards right there in the center on the bottom. Yes, students are really writing on those desks to learn the parts of a cell. They're interacting together on a story on the bottom there, using their Chromebooks to collaboratively work through a storyboard. The one on the top is one of my favorites. They're actually in a science class there, and they're measuring speed by measuring how fast they would have to run away if they became zombies. And so you can see them doing their zombie walk up on top. The bottom line is we want kids not only to be successful academically, but we want them to still be kids. So there's lots of opportunities for kids to connect with each other, to have fun with each other, to really get the full middle school experience while they're with us here in the Design and Technology Academy. So in order to qualify for the Design and Technology Academy, you had to have passed all of your previous STAR test. You have to maintain an academic average of at least 85 in your core classes. That does not mean you have to have an 85 in every class. It means when I average together your math, your science, your social studies, and your language arts, the average of those 4 classes has to be at least an 85. We need students who are also going to follow the student code of conduct. We do so many fantastic things in class that I want to make sure that students are spending time in class and not in my office. And so excellent behavior and attendance is required. It doesn't mean perfect behavior and attendance. So if your student bit their neighbor in kindergarten, I'm not going to hold it against them, but we got to make sure that we have students who are going to be able to live up to the data standard. Now, to apply to our program, go to the NEISD webpage, click on schools on the top of the page, then come down and click on middle or magnet. You will scroll down until you find the Design and Technology Academy at white. Then go to the application process button at the top and submit the online application form. Answer some simple questions and you will be registered for the lottery. You can register, it is a common application. You can register for one or all of the middle school magnet programs. You'll fill out all of the demographic information, and then you'll be good to go. Now, you've heard a lot from me. Oh, before I move on to that, parents, I know academics are super important to you. I am very proud of the academic achievement of our students here at the Design and Technology Academy. The STAR scores are not the be-all, end-all of academic achievement. They're just a snapshot in time of where students perform. But recognizing that, what our public sees are those scores. And so I want to share with you our STAR scores from the last time that we were able to take the STAR. So in 6th grade, 99% of our students passed the reading and 100% passed the math. And our commended performance was at 53 and 43% in both those subject areas. For our 7th grade,
100% in reading, 98% in math, 98% in writing, with 68% hitting our top level scores, 36 in math and 37 in writing. And then our 8th grade, 100% in reading, 99% in algebra, 96% in social studies, and 99% in science. And there's our commended scores. Now you'll say, okay, that's fine and dandy, Mr. Reese, but how do they compare to everybody else? Well, I'd like to show you how we compare to students across Texas, across any ISD, and for our program. So for overall, for all tests in Texas, 75% of our students hit approaches or better in Texas. 48% hit meets grade level or better, and 23% hit the master's level or better on all scores. Any ISD did better than the state. We always do. We have a fantastic district. We were at an 81% approaches, 56% meets, and 29% masters. Here's how we did in data. At data, we were at a 99% approaches, an 80% meets, and a 49% masters. I would put our students up against any program or school in the state, not just here in any ISD. We do fantastic in preparing students to meet the academic rigor required by the TEKS and by the state. In fact, we exceed those expectations every year. So you've heard a lot from me. Let's hear from some of our students.
I love it here because of the great teachers and their ability to get through to you and help you understand.
I'm a very tech-oriented person, and every single school I've been to, there aren't many tech-oriented classes. But here at Data, even the core classes are tech-oriented, and that just fits me.
I like the data program because it challenges me to become a better person and it helps motivate me to keep trying.
I came here because I liked programming, and I liked the programming course, but I found that I liked the 2D and 3D design more than I anticipated.
When it's been challenging for me, I still learn.
I really like how we draw on the computer and then we animate our work.
Data is mostly known for its technology, but the athletics program is very nice as well. The coaches here are very nice and they know exactly what you need to be successful.
The thing I like most about Data is how I got to meet new people and how we all share the same interests.
At Data, I've learned a lot of valuable skills that have been increasingly more valuable in the workplace, like coding and web design.
I love Data because of the people and the environment. Data is a community and I've met some of the greatest people yet.
One of the other things that we do offer the KINS After School program. When you join here at Ed White, it may cost you a little bit less than your home campus. And one of the other ways that the district supports the magnet programs is that if you enroll at KINS here at Data Ed White, you can take advantage of the fact that you can attend at either here or your home campus location. Why would that be an advantage? Well, we want kids to be involved. So let's say on Tuesdays and Thursdays, your student has chess club and coder club after school. And on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, they just return home. So on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, they could board the shuttle bus, get off at their home campus, and attend KINS at their home campus. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, they can stay after school here, attend their coding club and their chess club, get out of coding and chess club, and then go to KINS here at Ed White until you can pick them up. Great benefit of being part of the program. We do have a dress code.
here at Ed White, the dress code for sixth graders is a blue collared shirt with blue jean or khaki, shorts, skirts, or pants. But our data students can wear a data t-shirt like you see in the picture every day. They're all colors. We sell them here at Data Ed White, and they can wear them every day if that's what they'd like. So our next recruiting event is December 9th. If you have more questions or want to see the presentation again, we can do that then. So remember, last year we accepted 150 students out of over 600 applications. We had almost 700. We review STAR scores because we won't have fifth grade scores. We will continue to accept students from the waiting list until every slot is filled in our program. We do have an open house coming up on January 14th, depending on the conditions in the city and in the district. Please continue to check our website for updates on that, but right now it's scheduled for January 14th, beginning at 5:30. Application deadline is February the 12th, and notifications will be sent out on February the 19th. If you're undecided, we do have some opportunities for shadowing that are being planned out. We may have to do those virtually. Keep checking our webpage. We are trying to put together a virtual shadowing event right now. It's almost finished and ready to go up so that you can see the campus and see some of our classrooms and where we're located. Get to know more about us. And now we will answer your questions.
They can come back and watch this on the YouTube channel, correct?
So thank you so much for sitting through that presentation with us. We hope you got the information that you needed, at least to start you on the decision-making process in terms of your middle school choice. Couple of questions that I know that there were a lot of comments coming through, but one of the questions that came through that I want to answer for everyone. The question was about STAR scores last year. Obviously, no one in the state of Texas took the STAR last year. We are in the process of getting final approval of what other things we can look at in terms of student performance. Yes, you should apply even though you do not have STAR scores from last year. We're really going to put a really high value on that current grade point average this year, more so than the STAR scores this year, because obviously nobody has them. We will try to look at the whole application and the whole child when we're making decisions about student eligibility. Let's see if there's any other questions that came up. There is about a 30-second delay between what you're putting into the chat box and what you're seeing from me. So I'm going to give it just a few more minutes. A couple other things that you might want to know about our program. We are the newest middle school magnet program in the district. We are in our 5th year right now. Our first class of 8th graders are now juniors at the data program at Roosevelt. They're doing fantastically up there. Question. The 85 average is based off of their current 5th grade scores. We will look at semester averages for their 5th grade scores. So we haven't pulled that data yet. We'll wait for their semester average. And remember, I will repeat what was said in the presentation. It's not that they have to have an 85 in every course. It's an 85 average of math, science, social studies, and language arts. When we average those 4 courses together, that average of the 4 courses has to be an 85 or better. Let's see if any other questions come through.
Can you do a real quick rundown of the, extracurriculars?
There were some questions about extracurriculars, and I'm surprised myself that I didn't mention that in the presentation. Um, we have 25 different clubs and organizations for our students to join. We really want students to get the full middle school experience while they're here. Now, of course, we have the traditional extracurriculars that you would get in terms of athletics or band or choir. All of those things are available. But in addition to that, we have student ambassadors, chess club, debate, UIL academics. We have a robotics team. We have an arts and crafts club. We have a 3D printing club. We have coding clubs. We have National Junior Honor Society, Unity Club. We want the diversity of our students to be reflected in the activities that they get involved in. Not only that, but students who have a specific interest are always able to petition the administration to begin their own clubs and organizations. As an example, last year we had students who were very interested in Broadway musicals, and they started a Broadway musical club. That was kind of merged into our theater arts club. So we want kids to be fully involved. We know how important a well-rounded student is. Our student participation rate in extracurriculars is extremely high, and it's reflected in all of our programs. We are about 40% of the total population here at Ed White. You know, we have about 400 kids out of a 1,200 student population. That's reflected in our football program, in our basketball program. We make up about 60% of the upper division band, about 60% of the upper division theater arts. We're very involved in the Ed White community, and we are soaring eagles. We have a full hyper accelerated math program and a full GT program. Those students obviously will be in their own sections when they come into fifth grade. We will continue that out. This year is the first year that we have ham students, and they have their own section in sixth grade. Next year they will be taking algebra, and then in eighth grade they will be taking geometry, just like a normal progression from any ham student across the district. Our student population, though, for both ham and GT are extremely high. The average number of GT students at a traditional campus is between 2 and 5% of the population. For our GT students are about 35% of our total population here at Data. Same with our ham population. There's usually 1 or 2 sections of ham students at a traditional middle school that comprise, you know, classes of about 25 or 30. So in a school with 1,200 kids at a regular middle school campus, there would be probably between 40 and 60 kids in the ham program. In our population of 400, we have about 40 kids, 45 kids in that program. So they make up about 30% of our total population here. We're very popular choice for our high-flying students. As an honors program, we do attract high flyers, even if they're not ham or GT. Out of the 600 applicants, how many qualify based on grades and test scores? Last year, there were like 689 total applicants. For fifth grade, there were, of those, because remember, you can apply both in seventh and eighth grade as well. There were about 570 fifth grade applicants. Of those, and if you haven't applied yet, you'll see that when you go through the application process, there's a disclaimer that has you as the parent verify that to the best of your knowledge, the students meet the qualifications for the application process. So our not qualified rate, I guess is the best way to put it, is about 10% of the kids, 10 to 15% of the kids don't meet the minimum qualifications. When the lottery is run, there are kids that qualify after that stay on our wait list, like they didn't hit the 85 average at semester time, but at the end of the year they did. And those parents are very interested in bringing them here, so they stay on our wait list. And if there's an opening when they qualify, we will consider that in the admissions process. Shadowing, we're doing some virtual shadowing events. We're finalizing the virtual tour and shadow right now. The way it's looking right now, the district isn't allowing visitors at any of the campuses in any ISD. So what we're doing is we're putting a virtual link online. It's being finalized right now, and parents and students will be able to access that link anytime once it is completing. It is completed. So keep checking our website. I'll send out a reminder when it is ready. We are literally that close to having it done. We're putting some final narration pieces on it. We've already done all our filming. And so hopefully very soon you'll be able to see our facilities here and what we have to offer in terms of our building and our computer labs and our classrooms. We offer Spanish. We are not, one of the questions that we get all the time is, are you a dual language program? We are not a dual language program or a dual language campus, but we do offer Spanish as an elective for high school credit. Students can take it in that extra elective slot that they have when they come into our program. To get the high school credit, it's a 2-year commitment. It is one of the difficult choices that our dual credit parents have to make. Am I going to continue in middle school in a dual credit program, or am I going to jump over to data? But we do have a lot of kids who spent all of their elementary in a dual credit program and then decide, data is a good fix for me. I have a good base for Spanish moving forward, and I'm going to continue to take it when I'm at the Design and Technology Academy. But now I'm going to learn some coding, or I'm going to learn some 3D animation. One thing that you should know in high school, coding actually, computer language courses actually count as a foreign language. So our students can also pick up their foreign language credit by taking computer language courses. Do we have a large number of kids who are virtual this year? Are the virtual teachers are home campus teachers? We have kept all of our students who signed up who were admitted as data students under our data banner. They are taught by data teachers. That did not change. Because of that, we have all of our classes right now are blended with both virtual and in-person students participating, which presented its own challenges. Right now, we're about 45% in person and about 55% that are still virtual, which is changing very quickly. We'll admit probably another 70 or 75 kids during the next window in January. It is a difficult situation around the district, but our kids are doing fantastic through virtual learning. Of course, there are struggles, just like there are everywhere around the district. Not sure about the question about quantum. So if whoever asked that question can give some clarification as to what you're asking, I will be happy to try and answer it. Let's see if there's any other questions in the queue. And I keep looking to the side here because that's where I'm being fed the questions. I'm broadcasting from our data studio. You saw some pictures of it in our presentation. It is a fantastic instructional space. There were some questions about our escape room. You don't have to sign up for our escape room. Our teachers conduct their lessons in that escape room. if you are applying to all three magnet schools but have a favorite, there is no real recommendation because all three lotteries are run separately and independently of each other. And so, a word about that. The three middle school magnets run their lotteries a little bit differently depending on the program. So, the Kruger School of Applied Technology, the KSAP program, they have a weighted lottery where they score the application based on several different items, student scores, pass grades, and they put them in a specific order and then offer slots based on that. STEM is a completely open lottery with no qualifications required. It's just an open lottery. Anyone who applies is in the lottery and they go from there. We kind of fall in the middle between those two. So we look at the qualifications. We identify those students who are eligible for the lottery. And then we take that list and we divide those students out by home middle school feeder campus. So I put all the kids who would go to Bradley in one list, and all the kids who would go to Ed White in another, and all the kids who would go to Lopez in another, or Tejeda, or any of the 14, 15 middle schools that we have in the district. And because we want our program to reflect the diversity around the district, I then determined the number of slots that I have available for each middle school. And so if I have 150 slots, and I've taken out already our siblings. Siblings do get priority seating. They still have to meet the criteria for entrance, but we want to keep families together, so they're pulled from the lottery first. And then let's say I have 130 slots left. I will divide that by the number of middle school campus applications that I have, and then I will pull those kids based on that. Every student is assigned a random number when they apply, and I will put those in a specific order, either top down or bottom up based on that number. And then I will offer those slots out in the first round to those kids who fell within those numbers. I'll then take the kids who didn't get a slot and I'll put them on a separate list, and I will re-randomize that list, and that becomes our wait list. Parents who were notified of their acceptance have 1 week to reply. If they don't apply after that week, then they are removed from our list, and I go to my wait list and I begin to offer those slots out until all of our seats are filled. So because the lottery is run independently, because if you are accepted into STEM, but you really wanted to come to data, and you accepted the STEM spot because you wanted to make sure that you were in a magnet program, and then 2 weeks after the lottery, I suddenly have an opening, you will still be on my wait list. I will not remove you from my wait list just because you accepted a slot in another program. I will call you and offer the slot. You'll say, hey, I want to come to data. I will tell you, thank you very much. Where are you going? You'll say, I accepted a slot at STEM. Then you'll call STEM and let them know, hey, I'm coming over to data. That's all. It happens all the time. All three magnet directors at the middle school know this happens all the time. So, so that's how it works. So I'm trying to see. There was a bug in one of the apps. I'm not sure which app it was. I guess it's that. Okay. There is a QR code posted on our page that you can use to access the application. Here's what I tell all of our parents. If you're on the fence, get your application in. Because what tends to happen, what we have seen happen in the past, is that we go through the lottery, it gets into March, around spring break, student starts to get excited about what they saw at data or at any of the other magnets, and then they say, okay, maybe that's where I want to go, and then I get that phone call that says, I just put my application in now. Well, your application is now at the bottom of that wait list. it's better to be able to be eligible for the lottery and have the opportunity to turn down a slot than make a decision later that you should have applied and didn't. You can always say no, and you can always reconsider. So I highly encourage you, even if you're on your fence, for you to put that application in and go from there. I don't see any other questions in the queue. I want to thank you all very much for joining us tonight. Once again, my name is Fernando Ruiz. If you have any questions, or inevitably, as soon as we end this, you'll have a question. You're like, oh, I should have asked that. You can always call the data office at 210-356-5981 or email me directly at F as in Frank, RUIZ as in zebra at neisd.net and ask from there. I do have one more question in the queue. Is there a way to confirm your application was received? When you complete your application, you get a thank you verification at the end of the application process. If you didn't get that, feel free to call the data office. I will check the queue and be able to tell you whether or not that application was received or not. You can always go in and put in another application. We will eliminate doubles as we get closer to, but you can just give me a call and I will let you know whether that application is in. Let me see, there's another question seems to be coming through. I think that's it. Thank you all. Have a great evening. Thank you for your time tonight. Thanks for choosing to spend some time with the Design and Technology Academy. Thank you for choosing the Northeast Independent School District. You have a great night. We really appreciate your time with us.